Oh, it's good to be back. Never has a greater Phoenix metaphor been personified in human history. Therefore, if I'm saying anything, is welcome back to the Stark Expo. Oh, it's good to be back.
It's good to be back.
It really is. Yeah.
Hey,
After a week.
welcome to the Terry Expo. Hey, I was just thinking as that was playing, as I'm looking at my background, and like I'm not a dude that's good with idle time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I need to constantly be doing something because I start doing shit that don't make sense. I didn't change this back here, and I just changed it. It don't look different because I done moved it and then I moved it right back. So I done had a whole.
You had a whole different setup.
Was over here, and I had things, and I was leaning. I had the shield over here just to record and be just like this. I do it all the time.
Yep.
I do that kind of stuff all the time.
Yeah, man. Because
like, who wants to be the guy that says like, we're gonna talk about She-Hulk and just be like, they didn't do this right, this wrong, this wrong, this wrong, this wrong.
Yeah.
But the problem is, it's in your face.
Yeah.
It just happened to be the time, right? Because we started maybe before Batman, and we came in, and let's say like we were already in the cycle with No Way Home and Batman, it'd be different. We would be like, damn, there was excitement at that, and now we probably in this phase where we seeing things, and I don't want to be negative, but
trying to
kind of
there
too,
though. Yeah,
just trying to tell the truth, like
trying to tell the truth, man. And sometimes the truth and you being negative are the same thing, and
yeah,
everybody see it, you see it. You can't just, you want to go against the grain on certain things, but sometimes the train coming, you know what I mean? You can't really get out the way. You just like, let me just get on that. Because this She-Hulk trailer, bro. Because, I mean, like, again, man, we always try to be like, organic with the whole reactions, man. When we saw that, we kind of like, I hit you up like, man, like you said, you was excited. I was excited when I found out it was coming out. I'm like, oh shit,
you send me that when you send me that tweet, but you hit me up like they got a the She-Hulk. You gave me like 2 or 3 things that right back to back. You said, hey, Echo footage is out. They had the pics, and you was like, She-Hulk trailer just dropped.
Yeah.
So because I'm a fan, I didn't like a lot of the coverage on it. It seemed like more of the comment section was telling the truth. Like, CGI trash. Don't tell me that the CGI don't matter. If this was DC, people would be up in arms. Like all the reviewers on YouTube and all that,
memes, everything.
They would be killing it.
It'll be like Ugly Sonic all over again, man. Look at this. This is look at this horror show, this creature.
And they changed that. To their credit,
they changed it off of that shit, man.
They understood that. They understood that.
Yeah.
Because you pointed something out that I didn't even notice until I looked at it again. Hulk CGI look good.
Yeah, Hulk
it looked like what we know.
Yeah, Hulk looks Hulk look like Hulk.
Hulk look like Hulk.
Yeah, he's done. He's good. He crispy.
He cleaned. And I don't even want to hear the excuse. I heard an excuse which wouldn't make sense, except they were like, I've heard these things, and a lot of people said it like, hey, look, the hardest thing about hers versus Hulk is that, or they even use Thanos as an example. Like they were creatures that they weren't human. Whereas like they try to make a render of her as a human. But it makes sense until you look back at the fact is that Hulk is Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah.
That's a render of him. Now, any other kind of situation, I get it. But if you look at Professor Hulk, I'm not a fan of Professor Hulk. Right? I don't like what they did to Hulk.
That was But by the time we got the Professor Hulk, it was like
yeah, I'm not a fan of Professor Hulk. I mean, we joked the other day about that line. It was a dope ass line when he was like, "Best of both worlds." Like he was smug as hell. But that's Mark Ruffalo. Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah.
So they rendered him as the Hulk. Like I look at him like, oh, if someone turned into a Hulk, that looked like if he was the Hulk. It don't look like a separate person. So I don't think that's a good excuse of why this CGI looks that bad. So the question is, do you think it's early and that's all, it gives an opportunity, time to clean it up? Because I'm of the belief that, that's what it is.
The only reason I'll say it's early because I think it's early, bro. I think she's gonna be a little bit more crispy come time to launch. You know what I mean? When the show come out, the premiere, but it's still gonna be rough. It's still gonna be kind of goofy looking, just because of the choices they decided to take with they tried to stay a little bit true to the comic book, but there's still some things in there that's goofy. You know what I mean? Like her feet and her hands for some reason are just like really big, and she not like, it's not fully thing. It's not fully thing. It's kind of but it ain't like goofy. I mean, it ain't like she ain't like gigantic like she's been recently in the comic books. But I think it's gonna be a little bit more crispy, man. Especially when you look at that face, like when she turn around, when she like doing that, I think that's gonna be a little bit more crispy, man. I do. I think it's gonna be a little bit more crispy. I think because I do think she did some mocap, some motion capture for the part. I think she did the same thing Ruffalo did.
Okay.
It just seemed I just think with him, like you said, offline, you were saying like Ruffalo, man, Ruffalo probably came in there, did his scenes. They probably, they gotta have Ruffalo's character. They gotta have like his stuff already there, right? Mm-hmm. Like all his character's already complete, been used so many times. I'm pretty sure they just booted up like, oh no, we got.
They don't have to re-render.
Yeah, we got Mark. Like
that makes sense.
We got stuff of Mark we didn't even use yet. Go ahead, just use it.
Like old Tupac albums.
Yeah, right. Mark really had to do nothing. Yeah, Mark came there, because he's sitting. You see him at a table. He's sitting down. He's doing all these.
Yeah, they could just do it. He probably did that like 5 movies.
Calm down, Jennifer. Jennifer, calm down. You got this. Just shit like he.
Yeah, he was making mean faces. Like they had those on deck. Like, hey, you gotta go get you angry when they was in that little cell and then she had to bust out. Them were just faces they had a long time ago.
Yeah, man. So, her, like you said, she's new, man. That's something new. This is now they trying to make a female with a feminine face for the most part. Like it's not even because you see like some adaptations it's different versions of She-Hulk that are a little bit more masculine, a little bit more muscle bound and square chin and like square jaw and all that with just like long hair, you know what I mean? It look goofy, but this one it looked like they're trying to I think her name is Tatiana Maslany or something like that. The actress, they're trying to make it look like the actress, but just with a super, gigantic face and body. But I think it's gonna be a little bit more crispy, man. I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt on this one. I think it's gonna end up being crispier by the time the premiere hit. I think she'll be closer to Hulk. They'll clean it up. I think they kind of just rushed this a little bit. They threw it out there like 75% is good enough. You know what I mean? By the time,
it looks like they must have had considering, like you say, for them to put that out and to like the next day or 2 days later to kind of like put an extended Ms. Marvel out. It must have been just like they must have had a thing, right? You know what I'm saying? It must have been like a some kind of drop they had. You get what I'm saying? Like it must have been something like I know next week they got it's Disney celebration. I mean the Star Wars celebration.
Yeah.
Right. So we know there's stuff gonna come out for that. Like, so I wonder what makes this week special for why did Marvel think they needed to put anything out this week for them too? Because that just came out of nowhere, right? Mm-hmm. And maybe it wasn't. Maybe I wasn't in the loop on why.
I didn't see the. I saw the Marvel trailer. I didn't see that coming though. I didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't just. I should have known. So when I saw like I had a featurette, Then all of a sudden, the extra, then they had the extended. I think was it today? I think it came out.
Yeah, that's interesting. I saw that. I was like, oh man, Ms. Marvel, bro. That's rough.
But you know what's weird is that the shit they had for her looked better than they had for She-Hulk. Right. So
it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
That show's done. That show feel like it's done. Yeah.
I think
She-Hulk don't feel like it's done. But
no.
hold on. Let's go back to the She-Hulk real quick.
Yeah. No,
my bad. But remember those reports. Remember we talked about this. You brought it up. There was those reports where they was like, hey man, it was somebody behind the scenes like, hey, hold on now. Some of this stuff ain't gonna work out. It ain't gonna work out for him. She-Hulk was the name that kept coming up. Like this was before Moon Knight came out.
Yeah.
People was thinking like, oh shit, man, Moon Knight about to be terrible. Oh man, Ms. Marvel. And they was like, no, it's She-Hulk. Like She-Hulk kept coming up.
They were having problems. Didn't they change writers a couple times? I think they've had like disagreements about that. And they snuck out I got a big soapbox. At some point in time, we gonna get to this and it's some of the things that are coming out. I'm gonna go on the soapbox and especially with Disney now, is understanding like if no. It's gonna be a soapbox. It's not the time for that. It's not the time for that conversation. We're gonna get to that conversation. But part of the soapbox is going to be based on the fact now that what they showing us is what it is now. Right? Meaning like if we see something, we see a trailer, like we saw Doctor Strange. That's what it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't like them days might be over, even from a marketing standpoint, right? So like meaning like what Doctor Strange was is what it was. I ain't even tripping no more going forward when I see something like, look, if I don't like the trailer from what anything Disney do, if I don't like the trailer, I'm basing the show on that. I may be or the movie. I might be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
But the trailer's about as deep as it gonna get now, right?
What you see is what you get, man. Don't fool yourself. You can fool yourself.
Don't fool yourself. And I'm gonna give you a sneak peek of what the big soapbox on is Obi-Wan Kenobi, right? I seen a lot of stuff online, and even the bait and switch line, and I'm like, yo, if you watching the trailers and you watching all the promotion, it really ain't. Old girl gonna be in that a lot.
Yeah. You saying it ain't no bait and switch. It's just
she gonna be in there a lot. She's in every trailer. They got her on the press tour. So now, if you don't like it, is a whole nother story. You have we all have a right to not like it. But don't fool yourself saying they trying to get me. Nah, bro. It's a queen in the trailer. That's what it is.
And they got no makeup on, no special, no prosthesis. You know what I mean? She ain't got no practical effects. She got her hair done, bro, that week. You know what I mean? And she in the trailer, bro. She's
in there. She all over the trailer.
They make it clear. Cause you could tell, bro. You could tell. You already knew. I brought it up. We talked about this when it first dropped. Ain't no bait and switch because we knew. We was like, man, they featuring old girl a lot.
She in it.
And I pointed out, like, she ain't got no makeup on. You got all the other what they call them. Damn, I'm blanking on
Inquisitors.
They got all the Inquisitors.
They trying to make them as
makeup.
Yeah, they trying to get them close. Yeah,
all that stuff. It's just conveniently she ain't got none of that. She ain't got no scars. She clearly human. Yeah. That make it easier for her to take all that shit off and put on some Jedi robes.
100%.
Like she gonna make a smooth transition, man.
We can tell you what's gonna happen with her, but my point is that me and you, we gonna kill it or we gonna like it. We gonna be honest, and we can have our own. Me and you can even disagree about it. But at the end of the day, they showing you.
Yeah.
Don't come at Queen about this. Now, it might be other ones, but don't come at Queen about this.
Got nothing to do with her. Nah.
She in every promotion. So if I go in there and watch that, and she got a lot of screen time, am I gonna be like, oh man, nah, she was in all the promotion. Now, you might not have liked it that it was called Obi-Wan Kenobi and she got a lot of screen time. I mean, even in that, like, is it really no coincidence? But we kind of know, like, yo, she gonna be a major part of the damn TV show. We ain't got to worry about her. You might not like something else. Same thing with Thor. Same thing. And I ain't want to. We're gonna talk about that when we get to that. But my point is, I want to kind of reel this back to the
She-Hulk. Yeah,
She-Hulk. Hey, or even the trailer or the stuff they put out is what it is.
That's what it is. This She-Hulk trailer.
And that was my point. I was gonna get back about the Doctor Strange. And the one thing that I should have known when I walked in, and this was my point I'm about to say, is Kevin Feige was mad. Kevin Feige was mad, like, yo, I didn't really, they showed too much in the trailers. Right. He said they showed too much in the trailers. He don't really have control of the, and what came out this week, he don't have control of all the marketing now.
Wow.
Right. I think Disney had some changes probably in the last year or something. He don't have control of all of the marketing. So like the stuff that might have just even come out from even the bad CGI, right? Like if it's to the point where you believe and you more than likely right, you know, I'm keeping the bar low today, ain't gonna do anything about it. But at the end of the day, Kevin Feige probably was like, man, that shit wasn't ready to go out. What the hell y'all doing? What the hell y'all doing? That shit wasn't ready to go out.
Yeah, they ain't no strategy behind that shit or nothing. Like they just showed you shit. It's like, damn, y'all put Carter in there? Y'all put the Shield in there? Like, what's the point of that? Because like now we know it's her. Like, yeah. Like, oh, y'all gonna put the Illuminati name in the y'all gonna drop the Illuminati in the trailer. Yeah. What you see?
Yeah, he didn't have control of it releasing. He didn't have control about what they put in it. He ain't even having control of what they put in it. So, and that's what. So these other things that come out, that stuff might have came out this week, and with the Shia, that would make sense if they updating that CGI, and it's going to be crispier by the end, because it's only going to be so good because it's a TV show. But if it is better, Kevin Feige was like, that's Kevin Feige not being able to put that shit out. Somebody put that out on Marvel Studios' behalf. Somebody put that on Marvel Studios' behalf, which is like that's why they.
That's problematic. If that's
a little bit.
You're just dropping shit before it's ready, before it's cooked. You know what I mean? It's Feige can't be happy about this, man. He can't be happy about that She-Hulk shit because that shit just out there, bro. And a lot of it is just leaks. You see that in the music industry back in the day. You know, you just end up putting shit out before it's done. Yeah, you know. But yeah, it's starting to happen, man. Like
I got whole albums of that shit.
Yeah,
I think I had Stillmatic early.
Yeah,
and rock that probably still to this day. I don't even know if I have the for real version. I know maybe the Apple Music, but I rocked Stillmatic for a long time, and I don't think it was it was like I think the whole one was like that too. The what's the one that had my favorite intro? The theme song to The Sopranos.
Theme songs to The Sopranos.
The Dynasty album.
Dynasty, yeah.
Oh, I rocked the Dynasty album probably months before, at least weeks. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't the crispy version. I'm like, oh damn, the crispy version got shit a little bit better.
Yeah, Cameron Purple Haze. Purple Haze, man, was like that. I had that one. I had the leak version of that. And that shit still, in my opinion, to this day, is better than the final version. That shit had all types of hits. I'm like,
yeah.
That shit was slapping, boy. But with that said, can we say though, okay, even assuming that they're going to clean up these graphics, how do you look at the tone of the show? Like, what do you think? You think it's going to be more comedy? Because a lot of people complain that it wasn't funny enough. Like, it wasn't funny enough. Like, it wasn't centered around comedy enough. Do you think? Where do you think we're going with this? Because, you know, in the comics, they say, like, she do shit, like, she was doing shit before Deadpool. Like, she was breaking the fourth wall.
I'm about to say.
What do you think we're going to get, man? You think we're going to get... Because it don't look like we're going to get anything close to, like, a real compelling villain. Like, we're not going to get any... You know what I mean? Like, I don't see, like... I just don't see, like, a super... You know what I mean?
It's going to be more of a counterpart.
Yeah.
Than a villain, right? It's gonna be like it kind of showed her busting through the courtroom. Like it's going to be that
Titanic.
It's not going to be a I'm with you. I don't think it's going to be a like you say a big badass.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
even
that's what I was getting
close.
at. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be, like a Avenger level.
It won't be like a Red Skull,
Yeah,
a Loki,
no,
right? Because even like it's easy to say, oh, Thanos was the overarching one, and there were some in the movies that we saw that didn't have like a overarching badass, but then most of the movies that Killmonger, that had even the ones that probably you didn't like. What's my guy that the dark elf guy? Malekith, right? Yeah. Like he was still a villain. He was still like, but he might not have liked him. He didn't do his job, but like he wasn't just like a human counterpart. Like
right.
see things differently.
Nah,
he wasn't Harrow. It wasn't
Harrow
Harrow
like
big,
aspirations, right?
No, he was a legit villain. I like Harrow, but he was more of a counterpart to than actually.
That's a good point. Yeah,
I think
more just a counter. Yeah.
And I actually think what this is going to be.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be. Somebody been making fun of me because I've been using this a lot. This is going to be a coming of age story, right? This is a coming of age story. But I think they're going to use. There's going to be comedy. That's not going to be for you and I.
No, and it's not going to be for you. And I might again. I'm probably hating, but it ain't going to be really for a lot of people.
Facts.
Like we're not gonna be looking back on this and being like, people not gonna be slapping their knee, laughing out loud. It's not gonna be. It's not gonna. There'll be comedy, but it won't. A lot of people look past. It'll be a lot of people looking at the screen, not laughing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And I'm not just saying that negative. I'm not just being negative when I say that. I'm just saying I don't think it's written by people who really are funny. If that sounds right. Like, I just don't think it's a comedy in that manner. I think it'll be comedy, but nothing like the comic books with She-Hulk.
No.
I don't, no. Or like Deadpool. Should I say Deadpool? Like, she's not going to be like another Deadpool.
Yeah.
Not this version, no.
Yeah, I think, and even the stuff that may be good, right? I didn't watch Ally McBeal. That wasn't for me. And I'm being dead serious, like, for people that may have enjoyed that, and some people love that show.
Yeah, right? The show was like super popular.
Yeah, that was
almost iconic, right?
Yeah, like, and this may be like that. You hear that a lot. That don't do nothing for me.
Nah, you can't. That's the thing. We talk about this. We joke about it. Is the inspiration, right? Which really is just code word for ripoff.
Yeah, facts.
But the problem with that is, it's never anywhere close to the inspiration.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's never, it never lives up to that. Like WandaVision, I guess you would say they did it the best, but it was like none of that lasted beyond maybe like the first 15 minutes of the episode. They did Malcolm in the Middle. They did Family Ties. They did, all those sitcoms.
They got 8 episodes out of doing that shit.
They got 8
Think
episodes.
about that.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a coincidence that each show was like 20 minutes, but basically 25 to 35 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
They got 8 episodes, and then they did a culmination episode, the penultimate episode, the first one from Disney Plus, the penultimate episode with just doing a montage basically of all the other shows they did, Dick Van Dyke Balls, Family Ties, more modern Family.
Yeah,
they did a montage on that last episode, and then ended off with her saying, "You're the Scarlet Witch," and got everyone hyped. But at the end of the day, they did 8 episodes of a ripoff. Like you said, it wasn't influence, or what was your term you used? What's your term?
It's ripoff, bro.
What would you say?
Inspiration,
it was inspiration, but
they say homage. They say we were inspired by this show. It's really you ripping them off.
Yeah, they ripped them in, and the only thing that they've done, I think, where they took, it was 2 times. I think they took kind of direct. They took the writers, so that it was you have that tone. It was the Loki show, because they actually took the Rick and Morty writers. Okay, right? There was a lot of Rick and Morty in that. I'm not a Rick and Morty guy. I'm not either. So I tried to watch it, and then I like that. This is not for me.
I can't pick up shows like that this late.
It's not for me.
Nah, I'm old school, bro.
Shout out to people that like that stuff,
like Family Guy. I watch Archer and shit like that.
Yeah.
I'm not picking up Rick and Morty this late.
Yeah, Rick and Morty one for me. I just seen a guy throwing up, drinking and throwing up, and I was like, I don't even. And I know shows got a slow burn. We joked about that the other day.
Yeah.
But while I was looking at it, I say, oh, it's Rick and Morty. And I say, let me go watch it. And I was like, nah, this is just not for me.
It's a good show, though. I can see that it's good. It's like
absolutely.
It's very well written.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like clever. You know what I mean? It's well written. It's not a bad show. I'm not gonna watch I'm not gonna binge watch Rick and Morty.
I couldn't get involved. And that's just all it was. Like I said, it's not me hating on Rick and Morty.
No, Rick and Morty's a good show.
It just wasn't for me. Like, this is not something I can get into. I think, and then another when they took the writer from John Wick, and then that third episode of Falcon and the Soldier, which I thought was the best one. And when you look at the action that was happening, especially with Sharon kicking ass, with the stuff that they were doing, I was like, oh damn, that is John Wick-esque. Like, I thought that was the best kind of like, but I could say everything else they was an homage, right?
Yeah.
And I think this show will be Moon Knight was an homage in a lot of ways, and I think this show will be the same way. I think the show will be the same way. And then you know what's messed up? At the end of the day, it may mess around and be one of the better ones, but it won't be for me.
It might. Again, you said pleasant surprise. You know,
yeah, I just don't think.
Yeah,
because I think some of the elements there's not going to. There's going to be some things when I see Gigantic, I'm like, damn, she's kind of thick. But like other than that, I'm still gonna be salty when I see Hulk, right?
Yeah.
Unless they have something at the end, and now we go get it. Here we go again. Let's say had a thing at the end where like he started to turn into World War Hulk, and he started to be like, hold on, shit ain't right, or maybe something like that happened, and it gets him to where he need to go.
Yeah.
I'm still seeing a guy that I don't find pleasant. Right. Even after he got kicked his ass by Thanos, like he was still Hulk, even though he had been belittled at that point. But once he came back and he was eating eggs and he had a shirt on,
eating breakfast burritos.
Yeah,
man.
I was cool.
Pointing at it. All right, brush your teeth. Listen to your parents.
Listen to your parents.
What they call it? Chad, Giga Chad, Hulk and shit. Chad Hulk. Yeah, bro Hulk. He doing this like he's like super corny.
Yeah, they was doing product placement, man. He was handing Taco Bell. I was like, this is not. That's great movie. It's a great time we was watching that game, but just wasn't. That's not my Hulk.
And and I was just watching. Ultron, and I was watching a bunch of movies, but I also don't feel like that version of Banner. I still like, even though he said I put the brains and the bronze together. Look what I never felt like he was that. He was as smart as human Banner.
No,
because he was kind of goofy with the whole time travel thing. Time travel.
He'll grow.
Yeah, he'll grow back. And he grow back. I don't know. He was kind of.
And he was doing some side talk, like do a tiny, some shit like that. Yeah, he wasn't goofy. I ain't never thought about that,
he was goofy,
man.
He wasn't quite Banner, man. Like he
was still on some.
He was kind of muscle head Hulk, man. He was just like
meathead. Yeah.
Then he loosed. He thought he lost Cap at the end. He had everything. I don't know, man. He was kind of goofy, man.
Yeah, he was.
But
because Banner wouldn't have been that sloppy.
Nah, man. Banner was like, you go back and look at Ultron, and Banner was the one that was like Banner wasn't making mistakes.
No,
he was never that goofy with his science. He was like, nah, this is what we need. Give me this. Put this here. Boom, boom. He wasn't ever like guess. He wasn't taking guesses. That's what I mean. Like, I don't know.
He's not just flicking switches.
Yeah. So this version of Hulk kind of just seemed like he was just. I don't know. He wasn't quite sure of himself. But
speaking of Hulk, because we got to ask this because there's another question to go with this. When do you think this is happening? I hate that we still asking that question.
That's a good question.
When do you think this is happening?
When the fuck is this happening, man? Because we know at the end of and I know people don't cover this already, but so we know at the end of Shang-Chi, he had the sling on, he was in human form. there never was, and they never alluded to in Endgame or any of the movies that he could switch back and forth to Banner and then back to Hulk Banner or Professor Hulk. So okay, it's like, all right, so because he never goes back to Banner in Endgame. We only see him back as Banner with the sling on his arm in Shang-Chi. A lot of people thinking that, man, this happened before Shang-Chi, before Endgame. That'll be hard for me to believe. We're gonna do a 10-episode series before the events as a prequel to Endgame.